My name is Andy Crow, and I'm the CEO and founder of VelociTeach. We train individuals and companies all over the world in project management. And I want to talk for just a moment about one specific topic within project management, and that's the area of certification, and specifically about the PMP credential. PMP stands for Project Management Professional, and it's a credential created and managed by the Project Management Institute, which is the largest organization of project managers in the world. So the very first PMPs earned their credential back in 1984, and today there are approximately 500,000 people with the PMP credential. So a lot of people ask, what does earning that do for them? First of all, it doesn't really make you a great project manager or necessarily mean that you're a great project manager. What it does is recognize your experience in project management and your understanding of the knowledge areas and the process groups and the processes related to project management. And more importantly, it gives you a common vocabulary for managing projects. So a lot of people want to know why they should pursue this certification. And if you go back to the early 1990s, having it used to be fairly rare. But now with the number of PMPs out there in the marketplace, the scales have really tipped. So it's become much more of a must-have. It doesn't matter what industry you're in or what kind of job you do, most of the places, most organizations today want to work with PMPs. One good piece of information is that on average, project managers with the PMP credential earn about 15% more. So this doesn't mean that you're automatically going to get a raise, but it does mean that all other things being equal, you're able to command a higher salary if you have it than if you don't. Another advantage is that this is a global standard. It's recognized and used around the world, so it means something outside of the area where you live and work today. Right off the bat, one question a lot of people want to know is how much it's going to cost just to sit for the exam. And so when all of the fees and charges are added up, the overall cost is currently a little less than $550 just to sit for the test. It breaks down as $129 to join PMI for a year, $10 to join your local chapter. You don't have to do this, but you probably want to do this, and then $405 to sit for the exam. So when it comes to the exam, it's really a triangulation of knowledge, of experience, and situations. And you have to bring those together successfully to get over the exam. In the upcoming spec, there are 10 knowledge areas and 5 process groups and 47 processes. And you need to have mastery of all of this information. But really, you start by filling out the application. That's the place to begin. And it's a fairly long application, and that's where your experience comes into play. But then PMI offers 2 versions of the application. One is paper and one is online. Don't use the paper version. Do it online. It'll take you a while, but you can save your progress as you go. And then when you're finished, it's submitted instantly. And that way there's no postage, there's no waiting and it getting lost in the mail and problems like that. What everyone really wants to know is, how do you earn the letters PMP on your business card? And first of all, not that you would think about doing this, but it's not something that you want to try and fake. PMI keeps an online registry where employers can check and see if a particular person is a valid credentialed PMP and if they're current. So it's not a good situation when they catch people misrepresenting themselves. But after you've filled out the application, what most people are really anxious about is the exam. Many people haven't taken a standardized test since college. And the PMP exam is 200 questions long, and it's timed with a 4-hour limit. And it's pretty notorious as exams go. It's also in a secure facility with proctors and cameras, and that can all be intimidating. So worse yet, how do you know what to study? And the problem is, you may have heard of a document called the PMBOK Guide. The PMBOK Guide is useful for practitioners, but it is not a sole study source for the exam. And worse yet, PMI keeps the list of sources for the exam a secret. So there are a few resources that can help you with this. First of all, I've written a book that you can buy. It's the sole study reference for the PMP exam, all in one book, and it's the gold standard for PMP exam preparation. It's called The PMP Exam, How to Pass on Your First Try by Andy Crow. We also have some CDs where we've gotten a panel of experts together to talk through the most important topics, the exam traps, the information you need to know. Also have a set of flashcards that can help you specifically go over the most common topics, to review formulas, to review inputs, tools, and outputs that you need to know for the exam. And a quick reference guide, which is just a laminated guide that keeps all of the most important information right there at your fingertips that you can reference quickly and helps you recall and review. We also have all of this put together in one kit so that you can get everything together at a better rate. Now there's also an online e-learning class, and this is called Insight. There is nothing else on the market like Insight. It is by far the most advanced e-learning site that most of you will ever use, but certainly that you'd use in PMP preparation. We also have a live boot camp. It's a boot camp, except there's nobody yelling at you. So this way is really the best use of time. It's the most efficient. It eliminates all of the risk. You come for 3 days, you get all of the information, and you get to work with somebody who's an expert. And at the end, if you've followed all the steps that we've given you, you'll be ready to take the exam. And VelociTeach has the highest documented pass rate of any training company, so you're improving your odds right away. There's also a live online class that kind of blends the e-learning and the live boot camp format. It works great for people who live too far away to attend a live class but want the focus of being able to interact with an instructor and talk to an expert. So how long should this take? Well, the good news is if you take the live class, you can pretty much focus on 3 days and then take the exam immediately after class. If you're going to do a self-study route and you're highly self-disciplined and motivated, it probably takes on average about 5 to 6 weeks from start to finish. And that's assuming you can dedicate about an hour to 90 minutes a day to reading and studying. The good news is that regardless of the method that you choose to prepare, the PMP is a great career enhancement for professional project managers or people with adequate experience who want to make a career of project management. And it makes sense when you look at the big picture. If you're ready to take the next step, come see us or give us a call at VelociTeach. We're here to help.